Good morning, everyone. If you would like to begin in a child's pose today, so you're lying along the length of your mat, on your knees, your seat is on your heels, toes are together, and knees are wide. Take a nice wide-legged child's pose for this morning. Or you can have your legs a little bit closer together if your hip flexors are a little bit tender, that's fine. Knees can be together or wide if you can. And walk the fingertips forward, allow the chest and the forehead to come to the mat. And you can choose to activate the arms if you wish, by just walking the fingertips forward and lifting. You can lift the elbows off the mat if you want to have a little bit more of a stretch around the shoulder girdle. Otherwise, you can just place the palms down and allow the elbows onto the mat. As you inhale, feel the air move through the chest cavity into the rib cage, expanding the rib cage. And then as you exhale, feel the chest sinking into the mat a little bit more. Make a couple of adjustments here. You may want to move the placement of your forehead on the mat. And feel a broadening across the back, across the shoulders, a kind of a nice little dip there going on in the shoulders and a little stretch moving through the shoulder blades as they sink down. So you're creating a little arch, it's a very soft arch shape here in the shoulders. And then just take a few more breaths here, beginning a more yogic, mindful breath. Drawing awareness to the body. Allowing the hips to sink onto the heels a little bit more. Your hips are gaining in weight or feel like they're gaining in weight. And find some stillness here on the mat. We'll take 3 deep breaths together. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Inhaling through the nose, feel the chest expand, ribcage expanding, and then exhaling, feel a dipping of the chest towards the mat. Last breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, keeping the hips where they are, just gently walk the hands over to the right. Okay, allowing a nice side stretch on the left-hand side of the body. If you've got some kind of things in your way, pieces of furniture, you can just bend the arms slightly so that you can still maintain that stretch on the left-hand side of the body. Bring the torso over to the left, to the right. Inhaling and exhaling. Last breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, walk the hands to center, sink the hips back. And then exhale, bring the hands over to the left this time, keeping the hips where they are. Again, feel free to bend the arms if there's furniture in the way. And then just allow the hips to sink and allow the right side of the body to stretch. Inhale. And exhaling. Just got to close the door because I can hear a sound. Last breath, inhale. And exhaling. Inhale, walk the hands to center. And then slowly walk the hands towards you. And then come to kneel. So maybe bringing the knees together. You can stay exactly where you are. I'm just going to move around so you can see me. Inhale to open the practice. And exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. Inhale, welcoming some really good, vibrant energy for the class today. And exhaling whatever you don't need. Last one, inhale, make it count. And exhale, find some centering and grounding. Try and withdraw from the outside world. Have a great practice today. Inhale, right hand behind the ankles and then left hand on the right knee. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. And exhale, twist on the axis that is your spine. Last breath here, inhaling. And then exhale, twisting, cross over. Inhale, return to center. And then exhale, right hand comes on left knee, left arm behind you by your toes. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. Inhaling, and exhale, twist. Last breath here, inhale. From the midriff, you're twisting, looking over your left shoulder. Inhale, return to center, and then exhale. Come straight into a tabletop position. I'm going to do some rounds of cat-cow here. So as you inhale, dip the tummy, dip the chest, tailbone lifts to the sky, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, spread the fingertips, press into the hands, lift the shoulder blades towards the ceiling. Inhaling, dipping the tummy, really fill your tummy with air and look up. Exhale, tuck the chin into chest, tucking the tailbone under, drawing the navel into the spine. Inhaling to cow. And then exhale, cat. Last time, inhale, really dip the tummy, find a big, big arch in the back, making space around your neck. And then exhaling, tucking the tailbone under, chin into chest, really doming those shoulders. Inhale, return to a neutral spine, and then tuck under the back toes, and then spreading the fingertips, putting all the weight in your hands, just gently lifting the knees up on the floor, up off the floor, excuse me. Inhaling, and exhaling. Inhale, this is a really good time to start to engage in those core muscles here, and exhaling. Inhale, there'll be a little bit of a burn going on here. It's almost over, and exhale, gently place the knees down, well done. This is a real good exercise to start to engage the pelvic floor and the Mula Bandha and then Uddiyana Bandha, the upward flying block, which is basically your core muscles around your belly button. Inhale, right arm lifts to the sky, and then exhale, feeding right arm underneath the left shoulder. Inhale, twisting from the navel, and then exhale, twisting the other way as you thread. Last time here, inhaling, and then exhale, feed the right arm under the left armpit, place the right cheek onto the mat or right temple. And then maybe you want to stay here for a little bit of support, making sure that your knees are directly below your hips. Okay, so just check. And then maybe, if available to you, you want to broaden across the chest and bring your left arm behind you, grabbing hold of a piece of material here on your right hip or the right inner thigh. 3 more breaths here wherever you are. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, move that left shoulder back in space if you've got a bind. And exhale. Last breath here, surrender into this pose. Maybe you want to become a little bit softer. And exhale. Inhale, left arm comes down, left palm into mat, and then slowly bring yourself back up to a tabletop position. Inhale, left arm up to the sky, reaching high. Exhale, thread. 2 more times. Inhaling, really reach, broaden across the chest. And then exhale, threading the left arm under the right armpit. Inhale, last time. Broaden across the chest. And then exhale, threading the arm under. And then we'll come to lie on that left cheek or the left temple. If available to you, see if you can grab your left inner thigh with the right hand or a piece of material on this side. Doesn't matter where, it's just the suggestion of the movement, the twist, and then find some stillness in this posture for 3 more breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, see if you can move the right shoulder back in space if you've got the bind to broaden across the chest. And exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Nice. Inhale, slowly bring that right hand round, being very mindful of the shoulder. Pressing into the right palm. and then returning to your cat-cow position. And then come to kneel for a moment. I'm just going to turn this way. We're going to have another little shoulder stretch. So inhaling, bringing the arms wide parallel to the floor, and then exhale, bring the right arm underneath the left, crossing at the elbows, then crossing at the wrist. We've done this before for Garudasana arms. You really feel like you're broadening across the backs of the shoulders here. See if you can pull the elbows down in space. Gaze to fingertips or beyond fingertips, holding here for 1. Inhaling. If this is too difficult, you feel free to just grab opposite shoulders. So just crossing at the elbows and holding on your shoulders. Inhaling. Exhale, 3. Inhale, arms wide again. We're going to do the other side. And then exhale, left arm up, sweeps underneath right, cross at the elbows and cross at the wrists. Lifting the prayer and then bringing bringing the elbows down. So you're moving the shoulder blades away from each other, holding here for 3 more breaths. This is 1. Always we have the option of just grabbing hold of the shoulders. Inhaling. Exhale, 2. Inhaling, feel a nice gaining of space around the back of the body for 3. Inhale, arms wide, and then interlace the fingers behind your back. Wherever you are, broaden across the chest. So it's a nice counter pose to what we've just done. And then pull the fist away from your seat for 1. Inhaling, you may want to start with the fist low and then gradually come into it. Exhale, 2. Inhale, remember to still engage the tummy muscles. You want to have your spine long and lifting through the crown of the head. 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale, see if you can raise the fist away from you a little bit more. For 4. Last breath. Shoulders rolling back and down, broadening across the chest for 5. Well done. And then release the bind, rolling out the wrists. That's slightly placing the hands down and coming into a tabletop position 1 last time before we tuck under the toes and then lifting up the hips towards the sky, coming into our first downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. So take some time here to really wake up the backs of the legs, walking out your dog, always linking the breath and the movement. So inhaling, one heel comes down, exhaling the other. Inhaling and exhaling. Lengthening through the sides of the ribcage, spreading the fingers, spreading the toes, aligning yourself so that your hands are a shoulder width apart and your hips are your feet are no more than hip width apart. Tailbone lifts to the sky, you're pushing your chest towards your thighs, your shins are moving back in space. And stay here for another couple of breaths in Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Neck is long, head is heavy. The end of your next exhale, tiptoe your feet to the front of the mat. And then bring your feet to about a hip width apart, parallel, grabbing hold of opposite elbows. And with a heavy head, keeping the hips where they are, move the torso from side to side in your ragdoll. Take a few moments to really move from side to side. Find some nice momentum, swaying. Find some calm in the movements, some consistency. Always linking the movement with the breath. So breath can be the wind, and you can be kind of like nice reeds or stalks moving, all in unison in the wind. And when you're ready, just let the arms go down and then roll up, stacking vertebra on top of vertebra, taking your time. And we'll all meet in Tadasana, mountain pose. Once you're looking up, rolling the shoulders back and down. Sorry if you can't see me. Extending the fingertips down towards the mat. Arms are active. Let's set up the Tadasana, the mountain pose, so we're strong and steady here. Really putting up on the part of the navel, couple of fingertips under your belly button, a couple of finger spaces. Really pull up on the pelvic floor, pull up on the quadriceps, on the kneecaps. Tailbone is long, so you've got a slightly straighter than usual arch in your lumbar spine in the curve here. Chin is parallel to the floor, tucking the chin in slightly, gaining length through the crown of the head, Tadasana mountain pose. Inhale, raise the arms through heart center, lifting the prayer up to the sky. Exhale, folding forward and down, Uttanasana. Inhale, come up to fingertips or hands to shins for a tabletop. And then exhale, palms down, step your right foot way back, followed by your left foot. And then slowly lower the knees and then the body all the way to the mat. Inhale, chest and shoulders lift up for cobra. And then exhale, palms down, feet to heels, downward facing dog. Hold here for 5 breaths. This is 1. Inhaling and exhaling. As you inhale, your gaze, the drishti, the focal point, should be in between your toes for 3. Inhale, lengthening around the sides of the rib cage, pushing into the hands to do so. Exhale, 4. Last breath here, really get those heels energetically down to the mat. It doesn't matter whether or not they touch the mat for 5. Inhale, look between the hands. Step your right foot forward. Left foot then comes to meet the right. Fold and stretch the legs. Inhale, lifting the hands through heart center. Strong tummy. Look up. Exhale, Tadasana mountain pose. Inhale, lift the breath through heart center, gaze to thumbs. Exhale, follow the thumbs all the way down as you fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, palms down, left foot steps way back, followed by the right foot. And then drop the knees and then the chest all the way to the floor. Inhale, come up to a slightly bigger cobra, maybe just pressing into the palms for deeper back bend. And then exhale, tuck under the toes, seat to heels, downward facing dog. This is your first breath. Inhaling. Exhale, 2. Inhale, the neck is long, the space around the shoulders and the neck. Exhale, 3. Inhale, the tailbone is lifting up to the sky for 4. Last breath here, so you can get the heels down a little bit further than before. Exhale, 5. Inhale, look between the hands. Step your left foot forward, followed by your right foot. Fold and stretch the legs, head is heavy. Inhale, lifting the hands through heart center, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, lift the breath through heart center, gaze to thumbs. Exhale, folding forward and down, still engaging the pelvic floor, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, palms down, hop, step or jump your feet to the back of the mat. And slowly lower, maybe take a chaturanga this time. You can either knees, chest, chin, or bending the elbows coming into a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 more breaths here. Inhaling. Exhale, 1. Inhale, tailbone lifting to skies, you're dipping the chest. Exhale, 2. While you're dipping the chest, you still want to tuck the ribs in for 3. Feel the ribs jutting out. Inhale, spreading the fingertips. Exhale, 4. Last breath here, really get that chest towards the thighs for 5. Inhale up between the hands, come to tiptoes, and then hop, step or jump your feet to the front of the mat. Fold and stretch the legs as you exhale. Inhale, strong legs, strong tummy, rise up. And then exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, sorry, someone's just left. I'm gonna let them back in. There we go. Okay. Inhale, hook thumbs, reach arms up and over, arms alongside the ears as you arch your back. And then exhale, swinging the hands behind you, clasping them and then stretching the legs. Inhale, hands to the mat, step your right foot way back, drop your right knee to the floor. And then exhale, bring the arms alongside the ears as you deeply sink into that front knee, releasing the index fingers. And then hold here for 1, Anjaneyasana. Inhaling exhale, 2. Inhale, lifting the chest and arching back slightly. Exhale, 3. Inhale, palms down, tuck under the back toes. Step your left foot back and slowly lower the knees, then the chest, then the chin. The tailbone is still up high. Yeah, so you're getting a little bit of a back bend. Inhale, snake through to cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to a plank. And then slowly lower chaturanga. Or you could just do knees, chest, chin again. Inhale, upward facing dog. Thighs lifted. And exhale, downward facing dog. Holding here for 1. Inhaling. Exhale, 2. Just going to mute someone. Inhaling. Exhale, 3. Inhaling. Exhale, 4. Last breath here. See if you can lift the toes off the floor for 5. Inhale, look between the hands, step your right foot forward, followed by your left foot, fold and stretch the legs. Inhale, hook thumbs, reach arms over and up as you arch your back. And then exhale, we're going to go straight towards the other side, bending the legs, clasping the hands behind you, bringing the fist over, then stretching the legs. Inhale, palms down. This time, step your left foot way back, drop the left knee to the floor. And then exhale, bring the arms up, interlace the fingers, releasing the index finger, sink low for a little lunge. Hold here for 1. Inhaling, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, 2. Inhale, really engage that left glute, send the hips forward. Exhale, 3. Inhale, frame the front foot, tuck under the back toes, step back to a plank and slowly lower knees, then chest, then chin. The tailbone is lifted up high. Exhale, snake through to baby cobra. Sorry, inhale to baby cobra. And then exhale, palms down, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Come on, really engage that core. So you've got a strong plank. Then exhale, chaturanga, bending at the elbows. The shoulders come no lower than elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Thighs and knees lifted, the chest lifts. And then exhale, tuck the chin into chest. Bring the hips up and back into your downward facing dog. Inhaling. And exhaling. All about the warm up so we can do some nice deep stretches later. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Breathe in, chest to thighs for 5. Inhale, look between the hands. Step your left foot forward, followed by your right foot. Fold and stretch the legs. Inhale, hook thumbs through bended knees. Reach the arms up and back and extend the arms over. And then exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. You should be nice and warmed up now. Inhale, reach the prayer through heart center, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, look up and lengthen. And then exhale, hop, step, and jump your feet to a plank. And either lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. So inhale, drop the knees to the floor. And keep the hips up directly above the knees like we did earlier, and then just reach the arms forward. We're coming into a puppy pose. This is a nice big stretch along the shoulders as well. So dropping the forehead to the mat, it's really similar to a child's pose that we've been doing, except you've got the tailbone lifted to the sky. So you've got cat-cow legs, and you've got child's pose, torso and arms. And we'll stay here for 5 breaths. Inhaling. And exhaling, feel the chest sink into the mat. Inhale. You will maybe want to activate the arms a little more and creep the fingertips forward. And exhale, 3. Inhale. Really allow a nice deepening of the arch of the lower back. And exhale, 4. Last breath. Feel the chest expanding as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, feel it sinking into the mat a little bit more for 5. Well done. Inhale slowly, give yourself a little bit of time, lifting the chest and walking the hands back towards you. Nice. And then exhale, tucking under the toes, coming into a downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot between the hands, back heel ground, slowly rise up, warrior 1. And exhale, open arms and hips to warrior 2. Inhale, straighten that front leg for a moment, bring the back foot in a couple of inches. So here you can have the option to keep the arms parallel and wide, or you can wrap the left arm behind you, like we did before, grabbing hold of some material or your left or your right hip. With the right arm, reach, get a good side stretch beyond your limits, and then right hand comes down, left shoulder comes up for Baddha Trikonasana, hold here for 1. Inhaling, and exhale 2. As you inhale, the torso is parallel to the floor, reaching through the crown of the head. Exhale 3. Inhale, one line, left shoulder to right wrist as you broaden across the chest, moving the left shoulder back in space. 4. Last breath here, plugging down with the right big toe for stability. Exhale 5. Inhale, strong core, strong legs, rise up. And then exhale, widen the arms, widen the legs, widen the stance of the legs, coming into warrior 2. Inhale, lifting through the crown of the head. And then exhale, shoulders melting down. Inhale, trying to get this right thigh parallel to the floor, stacking the right knee above the right ankle. Exhale 3. Inhale, lengthening through the rib cage and sinking the hips for 4. Last breath, you're trying to externally rotate both thighs. Exhale 5. Inhale, straighten that front leg for a moment. Exhale, rebend this knee, this right knee, and place the right hand on the instep of the right foot, and then left arm reaches up, one line wrist to wrist, hold here for 1. Inhaling, extended side angle B. Exhale 2. Inhaling, exhale 3. Now here, take the left hand behind the skull, and then with the thumb coming all the way down the length of the neck. And then inhale, open up through the chest here, and then exhale, round. The elbow goes towards the ground. Inhale, elbow comes up, and then exhale, elbow down. Last breath here, inhaling, really make it count, broaden across the chest here, and then exhale, feel closing and rounding that shoulder. Inhale, left palm comes down, and then wiggle that right foot out to the right, and then drop the left knee to the floor, coming into a lizard. So feel free to stay here. You can come up to fingertips if you need to. You need a little bit of height. Otherwise, your palms can come down. Or if that's not doing much for you, you can have the option to come down to forearms. Wherever you are, stay here for 3 breaths. Inhale, hugging that right leg in towards the right shoulder. Exhale 2. Inhale, you've also got the option of tucking under the back toes, lifting the back leg off the floor for 3. Inhale, I think I said 3 breaths, I meant 5. Exhale 4. Last breath here. Exhale 5. Nice. Tucking under the back toes, bring the right foot all the way back to meet the left, and then join in a downward facing dog, everyone come together. Inhaling, and exhale, let that side go. Inhale, and exhale. Last breath here, inhaling, and exhaling. Well done. Inhale, look between the hands, step your left foot forward, back heel ground, slowly rise up, warrior 1. And then exhale, open arms and hips to warrior 2. Inhale, straighten that front leg for a moment, bring the back foot in a couple of inches, wrap that right arm now around the left, round behind you, grabbing hold of the left hip. Left arm rises, reach beyond your limits. Left hand down, right shoulder comes up from Baddha Trikonasana, bound Trikonasana for 1. Inhaling, exhale 2. Inhale, you're not sinking into this hand, you're really reaching out, so using your muscles along your torso for 3. Inhale, reaching through the crown of the head, the body is parallel to the floor for 4. Inhale, bringing that right shoulder back in space to broaden across the chest for 5. Inhale, look down to stabilize, strong legs, strong arms, rise up. Release the right hand, rebend that left knee coming into warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2, holding for 1. You may want to widen your stance there. Inhale, exhale 2. As you inhale, you're reaching the arms away from each other. And then as you exhale, the hips are sinking down to try and stretch, to try and get this left leg parallel to the floor. Inhale, you're outwardly rotating both knees, both thighs. Exhale, 4. Inhale, that may mean that your left knee moves over to the left a bit more to track it above the left ankle. Exhale, 5. Inhale, straighten that front leg for a moment. Rebend that left knee. Left palm comes onto the instep of the left foot. Right arm reaches straight up for extended side angle B. Hold 1. Inhale, Citta Vritti B. Exhale, 2. Inhale, 1 line wrist to wrist. Exhale, 3. Inhale, the palm comes to the back of the skull. The right palm comes to the back of the skull. Thumb is the length of the neck. Inhale, point the elbow up to the sky as you open up through the chest. And then exhale, crunch. Inhale, broaden and stretch, elbow look up. Exhale, elbow points towards the mat. Last time here, inhaling, remember to still deeply bend that left knee. And exhaling, bring the right palm down, wiggle that left foot out towards the left of the mat. Maybe the toes want to come off. And then option to drop the back knee off to the floor for lizard. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale, you've got the option to drop the forearms down rather, or even tuck under the back toe, whatever combination suits you. 3 more breaths here. Inhaling, hugging that left knee into the left shoulder. Exhale, 1. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, 2. Inhale, find a focal point so that you're not crunching the neck, either rounding it or crunching it back too much. Exhale, 3. Inhale, tuck under the right toes, sweep that left leg back, and we'll all meet in a downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, breathe in, and then exhale, breathe out. Last breath here. Inhale, tailbone lifting, shins moving back in space, and then exhale, chest to thighs 1 more time. Inhale, look between the hands, hop, step or jump your feet to the front of the mat, and then fold and stretch the legs, forehead to shins. Inhale, lifting the prayer through heart center, strong tummy, flat back, look up, and then exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. I'm just going to adjust my camera slightly so you can see me a little better. Okay, so from here, I want your feet about a hip width apart, and then just take 1 with the right leg. Inhale, step the right foot 1 stride back. Okay, you don't need to look where you are, it doesn't matter how your feet are placed, just as long as your hips are square facing forward. Inhale, grab hold of either opposite elbows or or bring a reverse prayer behind you like this. Okay, so just play around with that for a moment, wherever you are. Then inhale, look up and lengthen, and then exhale, folding forward, Parsvottanasana. The chin goes to the left shin, holding here for 1. Inhale, left hip back, right hip forward. Exhale, 2. Inhale, you're broadening across the chest, so you're imagine I'm pulling your elbows upwards. Exhale, 3. Inhale, plugging down with that left big toe for stability. Exhale, 4. The last breath here, you're going to try and Really reach through the crown of the head and extend the torso even longer. And then bring the forehead down to the shin for 5. Inhale, slowly bring the torso up. Place all the weight into your ball of your left foot. And then exhale, kick off the ball of the right foot. Coming into Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3, with modified arms and holding here for 1. Inhale, if this is a little unsteady for you and you'd like to separate the hands, by all means do, have them alongside the body for 2. Inhaling wherever you are, bring the chest down lower and the right leg higher. Exhale, 3. Inhale, drawing upon the left quadriceps to really engage that left glute and strengthen that, stabilize the left leg. For 4, last breath here, almost over, flexing the back toes. Exhale, 5. Inhale, if you've got the arms bound, release the arms. Bring the right knee into the chest as you stand up, and then hug that right knee into the chest with both arms. So we've got a couple of options here. So we'll have 3 breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, the torso comes up, but you're not leaning back in space. You're just perpendicular to the floor. Exhale, 2. Inhale, really engage the core here for some stability. Exhale, 3. Inhale, grab the knee with your left hand, and then the right arm comes behind you, and look to the right for 1. Inhaling, you're twisting here from the navel. Exhale, 2. Inhaling, you're reaching back with that right arm to broaden across the chest for 3. Well done. Inhale, right arm comes to meet the left over the knee, and then place the sole of the right foot to the left inner thigh for tree, a nice calming pose. Hands at heart center, and find some stillness here for 5 breaths. Inhaling, both hips are facing forward. You're trying to move this right knee in space. Exhale, 2. Inhale, trying to open up the hip even more. Exhale, 3. For the last couple of breaths, maybe you want to separate the arms and bring the arms overhead for 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. There we are. And then release the foot. Shake out the left foot, left leg. Shake out the arms and let that side go. We're going to do the other side now. So you're at the top of your mat, feet to hip width apart and parallel. And then inhale, just one step back in space, hips are square. And then arms are either grabbing opposite elbows behind you or the hands are in reverse prayer. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, folding forward, bringing the chin to your right shin for Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Hold 1. Inhaling. So bringing the elbows back in space. Exhale, 2. Inhale, plugging down with that right big toe for stability. Exhale, 3. Inhale, bring that right hip back, left hip forward to increase that stretch. Exhale, 4. Inhale, lengthen through the torso and bring the forehead to your shin. Exhale, 5. Inhale, slowly rise up, keeping the arms where they are. And then placing all of the weight into the right foot. Exhale. Coming into Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3, holding here for 1. Inhaling, left toes are flexed. Exhale, 2. Inhale, it's good to focus a couple of feet in front of you for stability. Exhale, 3. Inhale, if you're falling out of it, come straight back into it. Exhale, 4. The mind tends to wander when we go through challenging times. Try and bring your focus and your attention back to the breath for 5. Inhale. You can release the arms here and hug the left knee into the chest as you bring the torso up. Okay? And then we're holding here for 3 breaths. Inhale, core is engaged, drawing up on the right quadricep this time. Exhale, 2. Inhale, we're not leaning back. We're standing up tall and straight. Exhale, 3. Inhale, right arm grabs hold of the knee, and then the left arm comes way back. You're looking over your left shoulder, holding here for 1. Inhale, and then exhale, 2. Inhale, use the breath for stillness and stability. And for the wandering mind, 3. Inhale, hug the right knee, bringing the sole of the right foot into the right inner thigh. Sorry, left foot and right inner thigh. And we'll all meet here in tree. Both hips are facing forward and you're trying to ease out this left knee behind you to open up the hip a bit more. Find some stillness here in tree pose. 3 more breaths here. This is 1. Inhaling. Maybe you want to separate the arms. Exhale. Inhale. Maybe you want to look up for a bit more of a challenge. Exhale, 4. Fall out of it, come straight back into it. Last breath here. Exhale, 5. Hands return to heart center. Left knee into the chest. Drop the left knee to the floor. Shake out the right leg. Let it all go. We'll meet again in a downward facing dog. So, lifting the prayer through heart center, gaze to thumbs, and then exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale, palms down, hop step, or jump your feet to the back of the mat. Slowly lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra, or upward facing dog, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts to the sky, and then exhale, opening up the right hip to the left hand side. So right knee lifts to the sky. See if you can check under your left armpit so you can see your toes. Wiggle your toes, say hi to yourself. And then exhale. Bring the right knee into the chest as you move forward in space. Bringing the right shin parallel to the floor, coming into pigeon. Okay. Inhale. Both hips are square. Bring your arms by your hips, your fingertips by your hips. And then move that left leg back in space. Remember, you can have your shin at a 45-degree angle or even less so, just tucked right underneath you if that's more comfortable for you. Or you can try and gradually see if you can get it more and more parallel to the front of the mat as time goes on. Flexing those right toes if you can cope with the intensity of that stretch. Remember, this isn't supposed to be painful. This is just supposed to be a nice, deep, satisfying stretch in the right outer glute. Wherever you are, your hips are square. Inhale, lift and lengthen. You can either stay here or exhale, walking the hands forward, bringing the chest forward. So you're kind of your torso and body arms are in a child's pose. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, expanding across the back of the chest, the back of the rib cage, and exhale. Inhale. Maybe massage your third eye here by moving your head from side to side. Really start to gaze inward to reconnect, reinforce the connection with the earth, and therefore reinforcing a connection with yourself. Last breath here. And exhale, nice. Inhale, walk the hands towards you, and then swing that left leg round, coming into Janu Shasana. So the left leg is along the length of the mat, and then you've got the sole of the right foot, a bit like tree pose, into the left inner thigh. Rotate the body round that left leg. The left toes are flexed, the left leg is active. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, fold forward, either grabbing hold of the calf, the ankle, or the outer foot, or binding beyond it. Holding here for 1. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, lift and lengthen the torso, and with every exhale, folding forward a little bit deeper. Inhale and exhale. Last breath here. You may want to tilt your right shoulder in towards the mat a little bit more. It changes the stretch along the back slightly. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Walk your torso up. Use your hands to walk your torso up, and then bring the sole of the right foot to the outside of the left knee. Inhale, left arm alongside the ear, and then exhale, left elbow hooks on the outside of the right knee, right arm behind you for a little twist. Inhale. And then exhale, twist. Inhale, you're twisting along one axis, that is your spine. Exhale, twist, looking over your right shoulder. As you inhale, feel that left side of the rib cage expanding, and as you exhale, the right side shrinking. Inhale, the right palm should be right by your sit bones and not too far away from you, so that your spine is as straight as possible. Exhale, 4. Last breath here, twisting a little bit deeper if you can. Exhale, 5. Inhale, deep rotate for 1 breath. And exhale, find a little stretch and a little release on the other side. Inhale, come straight into Navasana boat pose. So come and grab your thighs, grab underneath your thighs and then tilt back on your sit bones. And you can either stay here or option to bring your calves parallel to the floor and release the arms for 1. Inhaling, exhale, 2. Inhaling, exhale, 3. And how about for the last couple of breaths, you straighten the legs. Exhale, 4. Inhale, really engage that core and those hip flexors. Exhale, 5. Well done. Roll, so cross your legs, really the right over left, and then roll over your feet, and then we'll meet in a downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot reaches up to the sky, 3-legged dog. And then exhale, bending the left knee goes to the sky. And then opening up that hip here. Look over underneath your right armpit, see if you can see your toes, and wave to yourself, hi. Inhale, breath here. And then exhale, bring the left knee to nose. And then set up for pigeon. So on the other side here, see if you can get your shin parallel to the floor or a 45-degree angle as a guideline, or even less if you like, wherever you're comfortable. Make sure your hips are square. You may want to shimmy that right leg back in space to square up those hips. Hands by your hips. Inhale, lift and lengthen. You can stay here. Or exhale, the option is to walk your hands forward, dipping the chest towards the mat, forehead comes down to the mat for pigeon. About 5 to 8 breaths here, all in your own time. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, start to draw your awareness to the slightly more challenging places within the body. Breathing into them, and as you exhale, sinking a little bit deeper into them and surrendering into the posture. Inhale and exhale. Enjoy the opening, enjoy the difference in how you feel. Our bodies hold a wealth of information, and some areas are can be linked to quite strong emotional feelings. So if anything comes up for you, be gentle with it, be tender, and show it some compassion. Last breath here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, slowly bring the torso up, walking the hands towards you. That's what I meant to say last time. And then swing the right leg in front of you. Sole of the left foot comes into the right inner thigh. We get ready for Janu Shasana. Looking over the right leg, the right toes are flexed towards you. The right leg is active. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, folding forward, grabbing hold of the calf, the ankle, the outer foot. For 5 breaths here. This is 1. Inhale. And exhaling, sinking a little bit deeper into the stretch. Inhale, gaining length. Exhale, finding depth. Inhale, maybe playing around with moving the left shoulder down in space. And rotating the leg inward slightly. Last breath here. And exhale. Inhale, release the bind. And then exhale, left sole of the foot. So sole of the left foot comes to the right, outside the right knee. Right arm comes up alongside right ear. Right elbow hooks on the outside of the left knee. Left hand behind you. Push into it to gain length. And then exhale, twist for Marichyasana. Inhaling. And exhale, 2. Inhale, this time the right side of the ribcage expands. And as you twist, the left side shrinks. Inhale, twisting on one axis, lifting through the crown of the head. Exhale, twisting from the navel. Last breath here, inhaling. Twisting a little bit deeper, looking over the left shoulder for 5. Inhale, derotate for 1 breath. And exhale. Inhale, we're going to come into Navasana one last time. Shins parallel to the floor if you can. Exhale, 1. Inhale, so really getting length through the spine and engaging in your core muscles here. Exhale, 2. Inhale, straighten the legs for the last couple of breaths. Exhale, 3. Inhale, lift the chest higher. Exhale, 4. Inhale, lift the legs higher. Enjoy the wobble. It means it's doing some good. Exhale, 5. Well done. Soles of the feet together. Let the knees flop out. Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. Inhaling. And then exhale, fan out the soles of the feet like pages in a book. And then bring the chest forward beyond the feet. Holding here for 1. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling. Reaching with the torso. And then exhale, finding depth once more. Inhale. Exhale, sorry about domestic noises. Inhale. And then exhale, forehead to toes. Inhale, slowly come up. And then come to lie on your backs. We're going to have a little inversion here to see if you can brush the heels with the fingertips. And then set up for a bridge pose here. If you want to have something a little more restorative, you're going easy on yourself today, that's absolutely fine. Maybe you want to grab a couple of cushions and you can just elevate your seat up and then just come to lie on it. So just bring a couple of cushions underneath your sacrum or your sit bones, or you can build yourself up and then you can just stay here for a few breaths. Otherwise, for a more active stretch, lift the pelvis up to the sky, engaging all these tiny muscles, engaging the glutes, and then wiggle your elbows in towards each other and your shoulders in towards each other, underneath you, interlacing the fingers, grabbing a bind, pushing into the hands and lifting up the pelvis to the sky for 1. Inhale, pigeon toe your feet slightly so your toes are pointing in, your heels are out. Exhale, 2. Inhale, don't let the knees splay out. You want them about a hip width apart and parallel. For 3. Inhale, lift the pelvis ever so slightly high as you bring your chest into your chin. Exhale, 4. Last breath here. Make it count. And then slowly, as you exhale, release the hands, release the hips down. 5. Nice. Inhale, bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug. And then exhale, bring the knees as wide as the mat. Sorry, the soles of the feet as wide as the mat. And then place the right knee on the left ankle. Bring both knees over to the left. Just a little supine twist here. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale. So where you started, where your knees are together, and then the feet are the mat distance apart, and you just drop your knees over to the left. And your left ankle should be sort of underneath your right knee. They don't have to be touching. Last couple of breaths here as you soften around the midriff. Exhale. Breathe in. And exhale. Inhale, knees come up towards the sky. Reset your feet, so feet are mat width apart, and then as you exhale, keeping the hips where they are, just gently bring the knees over to the right, and your right knee, your left knee should be above the right ankle. And then we'll just hold here for 5 breaths as you enjoy the stretch. Nice supine twist here. Inhale. Shoulders should both be down. Exhaling. Inhale, feel the softening of the jaw, any tension around the brows, the tongue, the gums, the face. Let it go. Inhaling, softening around the midriff. Shoulders feeling heavy, arms feeling heavy. Last breath here. And exhale, sink into the mat even more. Inhale, so we're going to take the knees up, give ourselves a little hug one more time. And you get the choice here for a little short inversion, just 10 breaths to close off the practice. So you can either bring the legs overhead, come into a plow, if you feel that you can at this time in the morning. It's not too much of an intense stretch. Maybe bring your knees to your forehead to start with, and then bring the toes overhead. See if you can find any comfort in plow and through plow. Then bring the soles of the feet up to the sky for a shoulder stand. Or you can stay in plow for a little bit, that's absolutely fine. Or you can go straight into shoulder stand. So remember to lift the soles of the feet up towards the sky, bringing the elbows in towards each other behind you, and pushing the pelvis towards the face, so you're stacking the ankles above the knees above the hips above the shoulders. Stay there for 5 breaths. Or, if you are not up for shoulder stand today, then by all means, grab some padding, some cushions, and you can either give yourself a little back bend, a little mini back bend, and just lie here, or you can elevate your legs, coming into a waterfall. A nice little inversion, a nice relaxing inversion here for about 5 breaths. Sorry, about 10 breaths, 8 breaths. And then maybe closing your eyes, finding some stillness. There will always be micro movements. Nothing is ever permanent. Everything is vibrating. So imagine your legs are like a flickering candle, just constantly moving, but very subtly. The movement is not visible to the naked eye. If your eyes are open, you can just gaze to your toes. Or if you're in shoulder stand, you may want to gaze to your navel. Find some stillness here. Begin to elongate the breath even more. Slowing down the inhales and the exhales, stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system. Let everything else go. If the mind wanders, you can always come back to the breath. The breath is the strongest tool you have to guide you at moments when you're challenged or there is overwhelm. You can always come back to the breath. One thing we all have that is the same, bringing us all together as we breathe together. And then slowly taking your time to, you could either, if you're in a shoulder stand, come into a plow and just stay there for a few breaths, and then gently bring the hips down. If you're in waterfall, you can now bring your legs down and remove the padding from underneath you. Wherever you are, we'll come just into a gentle back bend, just to counteract the shoulder stand, or the waterfall called Matsyasana fish. So puff out your chest, bring the sternum up towards the sky, and bring the shoulders down, crown of the head comes down as you prop yourself up on your elbows, palms facing up. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling, arching the back. Exhaling, Inhale, pressing toes down, really activating the legs. Legs are active. Exhale, 4. Last breath here. And then exhale, 5. Tuck the chin into your chest. And then wherever you are, set up for Shavasana, arms wider than the torso. Legs are wider than the hip width apart, toes flopping out. Inhale, a deep breath here. And then exhale, let it go, Shavasana. Let gravity really create the feeling of being weighted onto the mat. And marinate in that those lovely juices that you've created. Notice the energy running through you. Notice if there is a shift in you, both physically and emotionally. As we find some stillness, we find some ultimate rest in our Shavasana, our corpse pose. So slowly begin to deepen the breath, bringing some life back into the body. Introducing any movements that feel good at this time. Wiggling fingers and toes, rolling wrists and ankles, taking a stretch. Maybe giving yourself a big hug, bringing knees into the chest. Whatever feels right. Taking your time, coming up to a comfortable seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Arriving, feeling more grounded, hopefully. Bringing the hands at heart center. Bowing the head in gratitude for having the opportunity to spend some time on ourselves. The time, the space. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may our thoughts, words, and actions in some way contribute to that happiness and freedom for all. Namaste.